The end of the world might be nearer than we think. Creepy phenomenon, inexplicable sights, and satanic powers on peak more than ever. There's no going back now. Fasten your seatbelts as I take you through some of the most unbelievable things happening around the world that will shake you to your core. Wondering what these swarms of buzzing insects are? Well, these are locusts, and if you see one in your city, know that times are going to get tough. These insects are known to cause destruction and leave nothing behind in crops and fields, leading to famine and disease. Apparently, these attacks are happening all over the world, so this probably means the end is near. Or so people have been speculating. Some have dubbed it as divine punishment, while others suggested it was a sign of the Battle of Armageddon. Let me know what you all think of this. Solar eclipse. Have a look at this clip, where a guy seemed to have recorded the solar eclipse. The usually bright sun went completely dark as the moon came in between the sun and the earth. As we all know, during the eclipse, the sky goes dark, and that's exactly what happened. Here's another one. It might look like an eclipse moment recorded, but the guy who recorded the clip claimed he had seen a glitch in the sky.
Boys, I wasn't sure if this was an issue, so I thought it'd be kind to ask.
Where the sun became dark and then exploded into a black hole. While many claimed that the clip might be a hoax, there were people who believed in it regardless.
What do you think? Should I alert the local authorities?
Trump assassination. A couple of weeks ago, Donald Trump was giving a speech at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, when loud bangs were heard.
Take a look what happened.
Ducking down, the security team got into action and surrounded Trump. The aim was a near miss on his right ear, and he was hustled into a vehicle and taken away from the scene for first aid. People on the scene were terrified, but still cheered for their leader who went through the traumatic experience. It was later found that the assassin was very near the venue, on top of a building, and people had already seen him. Many people compared it to the assassinations of previous presidents, but Trump was quite lucky. Olympics opening ceremony. The recent Olympics 2024, which took place in Paris, France, came under severe backlash as people, especially Christians, claimed that the opening ceremony was complete blasphemy. So let's take a rundown of some of the things that happened in the ceremony. First, this cloaked figure appeared, and when these horsemen walked ahead with people carrying all the country's flags, they followed them.
It celebrates the values of Olympism, excellence, respect, and friendship. They are the foundation on which the Olympic movement bases its activities to promote sport culture.
People thought it was a reference to the horsemen of the apocalypse that would wreak destruction on Earth, and with the whole world following them, showed various scenes of horses, wings, and hooded figures. As the ceremony was criticized by many prominent figures, the Olympics spokesperson gave a public apology.
And clearly there was never an intention to show disrespect to any religious group.
King Charles portrait. When King Charles unveiled his first portrait after coronation, the internet went berserk. Bizarre speculations and conspiracy theories surfaced, claiming the eerie-looking portrait was symbolic of something dark and sinister. People thought the choice of the color red made it look unsettling to look at. Some went ahead showing that mirroring the portrait revealed unsettling images. Could these dark themes be intentionally added? Or is it all just for the sake of conspiracy? Let me know what you think of this portrait. Fallen angels. The discovery of strange caves along the Euphrates River has sparked a flurry of theories. Recently, a creepy video surfaced showing eerie screams echoing from a sealed-off underground chamber. The screams were crystal clear, but no one knows who or what is making them. The internet went wild with speculation. Some believe the screams are from a fallen angel chained in a cave. But before you dismiss this idea, listen to those chilling sounds again. Is it the real deal or just a hoax? The mystery remains unsolved. One world government.
It is a big idea, a new world order, where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind.
In an uncertain world, the need for peace and safety has left people in need of a stable and trustworthy authority figure. And this might lead to the fulfillment of the prophecy about a one-world government. The Bible predicted a global government where people won't be able to buy or sell without worshiping the leader. And I think I've heard this one before. It sounds awfully similar to the famous conspiracy theory, the New World Order.
It is a big idea, a new world order.
A secretly emerging totalitarian world government. People will be required to take his mark on their hand or forehead, and he will demand worship of his image. And something like this is going on with the chips being implanted into people's brains. Do you think this is really what's going on, or is it all just an elaborate conspiracy?
To achieve the universal aspirations of mankind, peace and security, freedom, and the rule of law.
Mysterious phenomenon. A mysterious phenomenon in the sky caught the attention of people around the world as they tried to figure out what it was. A strange type of trail smoke had appeared out of nowhere. This tube-like shape led to many theories, with people speculating UFOs and extraterrestrial involvement. But at the end of the day, the mystery remains unsolved, making people believe the authorities were up to something and had kept the information under wraps. If you have any insights on this, let me know. Olympics 2012. This wasn't even the first time Olympics presenters did something like this. Back in the 2012 opening ceremony of the Olympics, they pretty much prophesized the 2020 COVID debacle. With a ton of hospital beds spread out on the stage, a giant figure hovered over them that looked like the Grim Reaper, an angel that takes lives. And after what happened with COVID, many people thought the Olympics had predictively programmed the whole thing. Could it be true that these people knew about the dark future, or was it all just a misunderstanding? Whatever the reason, I can't understand the point of adding these dark and sinister themes into sporting events. Let me know your thoughts on these Olympic ceremonies in the comments. Garden of Eden.
The city of David, great treasures are still hidden below the ground. This pool, which was carved out maybe 3,800 years ago.
The mystery surrounding the disappearance of the Garden of Eden has kept scholars and the public intrigued for ages. Let's take a look at what the Bible says about its location. While describing the location of the garden, the Bible mentions 4 rivers: Pishon, Gihon, Tigris, and Euphrates. Meaning, if we can find where these rivers meet, it could lead to the garden's location. While the Tigris and Euphrates rivers are well known, Pishon and Gihon have remained elusive until now, because this guy has found the point where the Gihon flows, in an underground spring in the city of David that appear to be protected within underground cave systems and forts built outside.
Alongside the pool, the Canaanites built tremendous fortifications that protected it from the enemy.
Taking it discovery one step closer to the location, finding the actual garden doesn't seem too far-fetched.
Pool was discovered there. The foundations of the fortifications here. And not far from here, modern steps go down to the Gijón.
Fire in a tree.
Dude, we smelled smoke when we went to the corner this morning and started working.
Back in 2015, a truck driver in Ohio came across an eerie-looking tree, blackened on the outside and filled with glowing, red-hot flames from within. Wanting to show the world his freaky find, the man uploaded the video on social media, which led to a frenzy of speculation, with people calling it the Devil Tree. But trees like these aren't actually that uncommon. Natural elements are the reason they end up looking like the gateway to hell.
Before it gets worse.
Clouds on ground. A couple of years ago, clips of roads and homes in Australia buried in white cloudy stuff had people believing that clouds had come down to the ground. All kinds of theories went around, with many suggesting these were the harmful effects of climate change. As the incident was covered by media worldwide, it turned out to be sea foam that was blown in by winds. Entire beaches were submerged in the froth, attracting crowds of locals in hopes of capturing the stunning sight. Underground fire. This fire burning underground isn't a hazard like many might think. Well, it does affect the environment, but there's no need to call the firefighters. This is actually a coal seam fire burning in an underground coal mine, whether started by humans or natural causes. These coal seam fires continue to burn for decades or even centuries until either the fuel source is exhausted or a permanent groundwater table is encountered. And no, you can't just put them out. Because they burn underground, coal seam fires are extremely difficult and costly to extinguish. On fire. Apparently, they're saying that we've found hell on Earth. The clip posted as evidence featured a muddy lake that looked like it was on fire. Could this actually be the case? Well, I did some digging and found out. It was a mud volcano in southern Taiwan. These landforms are a blend of mud, water, and gases, and the reaction due to the pressure leads to this activity. It doesn't seem as scary now, does it? 5,000-year-old boat.
Inside, archaeologists and scientists face a daunting task. They're trying to excavate an ancient wooden boat that was buried nearly 5,000 years ago.
Egypt is known for its ancient history and rich culture. So when a team of archaeologists made an incredible discovery, they were understandably excited. While digging in Cairo along the banks of the Nile, they uncovered an ancient wooden boat that had been buried for nearly 5,000 years next to Pharaoh Khufu's Great Pyramid. Due to the wood's fragile state, it took nearly a week just to recover a single plank. This boat is the second in a pair, with the first one excavated in 1954 and now displayed at a museum in Giza. Interestingly, both boats were dismantled and buried with instructions for reassembly, as the ancient Egyptians believed these vessels would carry the pharaoh's spirits to the heavens in the afterlife. Now, experts are working to reconstruct the boat piece by piece.
This is the lab of the conservation of Khufu's second boat. After you saw the methods of lifting the pieces from the pit, we bring the pieces here.
Beetles invasion. Hordes of insects descending upon us is considered a sign that the end times are near. Have a look at what residents of Jordan's capital, Amman, witnessed. A whole lot of bugs had taken over the roads. They were everywhere, And that wasn't the only case. Saudi Arabia also encountered a similar incident. It might seem like the ground is moving on its own, but as the camera zoomed in, it became clear that the ground was actually covered in countless beetles. Recorded on a street in Saudi Arabia, this clip quickly went viral, sparking widespread speculation. Some thought it was a sign of an impending disaster. Recently, this clip from Kazakhstan has been going around, and netizens are convinced, seeing these flies take over the streets, that the end of the world might be nearer than we think. Raining fish. I've heard of raining cats and dogs before, but fish? Well, I guess this is as bizarre as it gets. A shocked bystander filmed the unbelievable incident in a parking lot, and it wasn't even tiny fish, but big ones, as the guy picked one up to demonstrate its size. Believers quickly started speculating about divine punishment and apocalyptic situations. But someone pointed out that this had happened due to a natural phenomenon which had thrown the fish onto land. Saudi Arabia turning lush. Lush green meadows, ground spouting water, and rivers forming. No, I'm not describing heaven on earth. These are recent scenes from Saudi Arabia. When this clip surfaced online last year, the internet was in denial, but recently, more and more similar clips are emerging, making people believe that the desert of Saudi Arabia is actually turning into paradise. And people were not happy, and thought another sign of impending end times came true. These rushing bodies of water appeared after heavy rainfall, leaving many shocked. Believers began to prepare for a potential disaster, seeing it as a significant religious sign. However, some argue that the lake was temporary and will soon vanish as the earth keeps spinning. It's safe to say they might be right. Winged sculpture.
قطعة نادرة مهمة جدا تم العثور عليها المشتركة الهيئة العامة للآثار والتراث عملية في منطقة خرسبات فأكيد هذا لاكتشاف المزيد من الآثار أو القطع الأثرية المهمة.
This 2,700-year-old winged sculpture has been rediscovered in Iraq, decades after its initial find in the 1980s. Back then, it was uncovered during a joint excavation by Iraqi and French archaeologists. But the discovery was kept quiet, and the site left unexcavated. Unfortunately, the sculpture was later damaged by smugglers, who severed its head. Thankfully, the head has since been recovered and reattached. Now, this rediscovery is a hope for more exciting archaeological finds in the region. The object. In 1974, workers in the Romanian village of Aiud near the river Mureș made an unexpected discovery while digging 30 feet into the sand. Amidst two mastodon bones, they discovered a strange aluminum wedge that has since become a major mystery for historians. Even after decades of analysis, no one has been able to determine its purpose, origin, or age. The wedge was found covered in a patina, a layer typically formed over hundreds or thousands of years. Yet, it was found to be made of modern aluminum, which shouldn't have existed in ancient times. Today, the mysterious object is kept hidden in a safe at a museum, as its true story remains unexplained. Buddhist statues. When water levels dropped to the lowest in Asia's largest river, the Yangtze River in China, in 150 years, something remarkable emerged. A hidden Buddha statue. Believed to be around 600 years old, the statue had been submerged underwater for years and was revealed unexpectedly due to severe drought. Locals and tourists rushed to see this once-in-a-lifetime sight. While the falling water levels have sparked concerns about climate change, the discovery indeed offered a unique glimpse into China's rich cultural heritage and history. Red sky. A few months ago, residents of a Chinese town were stunned when the sky above them suddenly turned a bright red. making some think the apocalypse had arrived. People watch the eerie phenomenon from their homes, balconies, and streets, with some speculating it might be due to alien activity, while others, feeling superstitious, stayed indoors to avoid the unsettling sight. The brightest red glow was seen near the port, and it was later revealed that the color came from the lights of fishing boats at sea. The red hue is used to attract squid, helping fishermen with their catch. Burning ground. This clip showed a very bizarre scene from La Rioja, Spain, where a fire seemed to be skimming over the ground. But it didn't burn anything, and even revealed the fresh green grass. This is actually the fluff from poplar trees. It can look like someone threw cotton all over the ground. That fluff is super flammable and can catch fire easily. And when it does catch fire, it's like a chain reaction of the whole thing burning up so fast that it just reveals the green grass underneath without setting the grass or trees on fire. Sky phenomenon.
Mar del Plata hoy, luna tenebrosa y ovnis.
Recently, this clip has been going around online that seemed to have captured a bizarre sight in the sky over Mar del Plata, Argentina. This odd array of lights was seen in the sky. A huge orange orb was surrounded by 3 small red ones. A guy witnessed this from his balcony and posted the clip online unexpectedly, sparking intense speculations. Some thought it was related to extraterrestrial activity, while others had ideas about a natural phenomenon, but nothing like this has ever been witnessed, making it all the more mysterious.
Mar del Plata hoy, luna tenebrosa y ovnis.
Gilgamesh. In 2002, explorers in the dry lands of Iran stumbled upon a strange tomb. Inside was the well-preserved body of the Sumerian god Gilgamesh, so intact it felt like he might wake up and start speaking at any moment. While the video of the find is still debated for its authenticity, many think this discovery could change our understanding of the ancient world. Apart from this tomb discovery, Iraq recently celebrated a major historical win when the ancient Gilgamesh tablet was returned to the country. Although it may look like a simple clay piece, this tablet is one of the most valuable artifacts in existence. Experts say it contains literature thousands of years old, offering a glimpse into the past. Stolen from Iraqi museums in the 1990s, the tablet resurfaced at an auction in 2019 in the US. The UN's cultural organization stepped in, and the tablet was successfully returned to Iraq. Sinking tree. Among all the strange things happening these days, we have this one as well. Video was posted back in 2013, showing a massive tree suddenly crashing into the water, creating panic on the internet, with people making all sorts of speculations. Many believe that this was how the world would come to an end, by slowly sinking underwater, while others suggested that the tree's trunk could have rotted away due to being submerged in the water for a long time. The incident, however, taking place in Louisiana, turned out to be a watery sinkhole swallowing the tree. Mysterious pattern. People were concerned when this strange cloud pattern suddenly appeared in the sky. It looked vaguely like a hand with 5 pointed fingers, only the thumb looked twisted, with tiny dots hovering over each protrusion. While nobody could figure out what it exactly was, folks on the internet had numerous theories. Many speculated that it could be a shadow created by an object, while others suggested illusions created by the light. Could it be a sign we're failing to understand? Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments. Crashing entity. A strange entity made a crash landing in a remote area, leading to a frenzy of speculation. It came down from the sky in a plume of smoke, and as it fell, you could see that it's a black object of some sort. Witnesses reported that it was a creature similar to a Dementor, which disappeared into smoke as it made contact with the ground. Netizens theorized about evil spirits that had been unleashed into the world, while skeptics were convinced this was an elaborate hoax. Real or not, it surely looked terrifying. Red River. It seems the prophecy about rivers turning red near the end of the world might be coming true. People were terrified when they heard about different rivers around the world turning red. Some even started prepping for a great disaster, but it turned out these weren't just rumors, as videos featuring crimson rivers started circulating online, reportedly in Peru, Russia, and Iran. Is our world actually ending? Well, according to the experts, there's a scientific reason behind this odd phenomenon. The Red River in Cusco was formed due to rain runoff from the nearby Pocoyo Rainbow Mountain, and the one in Iran was because of iron ore. I do hope this clears up some of the confusion. Crashing meteor. This girl was out filming herself when suddenly the sky lit up with a strange blue light as an object hurtled across the sky. She wasn't the only one to witness this stunning display. Reports from all over Portugal and Spain started pouring in May of this year. Terrified by the odd phenomenon, the residents wanted an explanation for what they had seen. As people started speculating about UFO theories, the authorities cut in to inform them that it was a meteorite. Well, that certainly explains the incredible speed of the object. Flying angel. While watching the rare solar eclipse, people were graced with a sight they didn't sign up for. And as bizarre as it sounds, a huge creature with massive wings appeared to be flying up into the sky, and it even had a tail. People have been going crazy trying to identify it. Many reached the conclusion that it was a beast, while believers had a slightly different view. They have been claiming that this was an angel, but skeptics, on the other hand, thought that the clip was edited. Gold in the Euphrates. If you're religious, you'll know that the Euphrates holds significant religious importance, and its drying up is believed to be the prophecy of an impending apocalypse. This steady decline in water levels of the river has brought many past relics to the surface, but this one, so far, has been the most shocking. Large deposits of gold have been discovered near the river. Surprisingly, the gold was scattered like stones, making it easy for miners to collect. Experts suggest that the river's reduced size is due to the excessive use of water by farmers, but it appears there may be a sizable gold source in the area. Fish flood. A strange video has made its way to the internet, leaving people to wonder if a disaster is about to strike. It featured an area being flooded with water, along with a large amount of fish. While it remains a mystery how the fish ended up in the flooded area, netizens have been speculating end-of-the-world scenarios, while a few others were concerned about the well-being of the creatures as they looked in distress. Could this be a call for help, or actually a sign of a catastrophe? Let me know your take on this. 2 moons. A sight as bizarre as this is bound to draw attention worldwide. 2 moons in the sky, and that too so close to each other. One of them appeared bigger, while the other was stationed behind it, emitting a dull light. People online theorized about everything from a glitch in the Matrix to a new moon. A few others pointed towards the unsettling silence of authorities on the phenomenon, convinced there was something sinister going on. It could be some secret project, or as someone said, just an illusion. Glimpse of heaven. Chinese residents were blown away when the sky over their heads put up this show. Partly shrouded in the cloudy mist were these angelic figures with wings and all, and even more terrifying were the sounds. Witnesses reported it sounded as if trumpets were being blown, and I guess we all know what that means. Netizens speculated impending catastrophes amid panic created by the frightening incident, while skeptics were doubtful, saying it was just an elaborate hoax. Secret CERN ritual. This clip, recorded back in November 2004, with figures in black robes, pointed hoods, performing mysterious gestures. It seemed to be a cultic ritual. Some online sources claim this was a sacrificial ceremony meant to bring abundance to the area. The group was seen chanting by the riverside. While some social media users believed the footage was staged, others were genuinely concerned and urged authorities to investigate. Shadow object.
Oh God. This is so cool.
Residents of Bengaluru, India were stunned as they witnessed this sight in the sky. A faint outline and rectangular-shaped object was seen behind the clouds at night, emitting a strange glow.
The portal, this looks like a door.
Yeah. Baffled, people inquired about the incident from the authorities, who failed to provide a satisfactory answer. What could this possibly be? Looks like netizens might have some suggestions. Many believed it was a shadow of a building, while others thought that it could be the gate of heaven briefly being opened. This raised even more questions, as people wanted to know what was behind the shadow. But that door still remains a mystery.
Oh God. This is so cool.
Angel in the sky. While cruising down the sea, a couple of fishermen stumbled upon a strange encounter. In the clear blue sky, they saw an unusual cloud. It was in the shape of a human with a clear head and what looked like outstretched arms. While the fishermen were convinced they saw an angel, netizens were divided in their opinions. While some believed that it was Jesus Christ himself making an appearance disguised as a cloud, others suggested that it was just a strange cloud pattern without any significance. But that hardly seemed to be the case, as there was no other cloud in sight. But what do you all think? Pollen cloud. These trees burst like a smoke bomb. It's quite the sight, but watching it really just makes my eyes itch. A crew member on a truck was removing the tree because its pollen could trigger allergies for thousands, if not millions of people. They're doing it to keep the neighborhood free from all that pollen trouble. Now, it's time for today's open discussion. This picture going around online shows a very bizarre scene from Saudi Arabia. Looks like the Arab country is struggling with a bunch of prophecies coming true. Recently, the country was swarmed by a whole lot of locusts. There were so many of them, it became hard to see. These locust attacks are seen as a sign of fast approaching ending times. Not only that, once these locusts arrive, they leave nothing behind, causing a loss of crops and famine. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.